My dear child, have you ever considered how your life might transform if with the first light of dawn, you placed your burdens into my hands? Imagine awakening, not to the weight of worry, but to a heart wrapped in unshakable peace. Pause. Let this truth sink in, not as a fleeting thought, but as a seed of revelation. I speak now, not with distant echoes, but with the quiet power that stirs your soul and awakens your spirit. Come close to me. Bring your fears, your anxieties, your unspoken sorrows. I see them all, and I have not turned away. Every burden you carry, every silent struggle, I am here to lift, to ease, to guide. You were never meant to walk alone. Step with me, not in hurried desperation, but in the steady rhythm of trust. Breathe in the sweetness of my presence, and know, truly know, that I am with you. I do not speak in riddles, nor do I make my love hard to grasp. My words are near, my mercy unshaken, my desire unwavering, that you would understand how deeply, how completely, and how fiercely you are loved. Let this truth rest upon you like morning dew upon the earth. Let peace, true peace, the kind the world cannot steal, fill every corner of your heart. Each word I whisper is meant to still the storms within you, to remind you that my heart beats in love for you. When the noise of life grows deafening, when doubt casts its shadows, when uncertainty grips your soul, pause. Be still. Remember, I am here. You do not waste time by resting in me. Rather, you find what time itself cannot give, strength beyond measure. The world will tell you that you must carry it all, that you must have all the answers. But hear me now. Surrender is not weakness. It is the doorway to miracles. This moment is an invitation. Step into my presence, where confusion dissolves into clarity, where wisdom illuminates the unknown, where healing flows like a river. My love does not falter, does not waver, does not hinge upon your perfection. Even if you stumble, even if you fall, even if you lose your way, I remain. My arms are open, my grace unending. You are cherished beyond measure, precious beyond comprehension. Some believe that if they falter, I turn away in anger. But listen closely. I do not abandon those who seek me. If you reach for me, even with trembling hands, I will embrace you with a mercy so vast, it drowns out every regret. Release your past into my hands, and it will no longer hold power over you. My love does not change. My promises do not fade. If you trust them, they will transform you. If you welcome my grace, it will renew you. If you open your heart, I will dwell within you, and from within, I will strengthen, uplift, and restore. Do not confine hope to a single day. Why limit the wonders I wish to unfold in your life? Wake each morning with expectation, knowing I am moving, that I am working all things for good. Share your joys and your sorrows with me, and watch as I weave beauty from ashes. You were never meant to carry this life alone. You were meant to walk with me, to trust in my guidance, to find rest in my presence. Cast aside the fear that I wait in wrath. I am not against you, I am for you. My heart is not set on punishment, but on restoration. My desire is not to condemn, but to heal. Even in trials, even in hardship, even when the world around you shakes, I remain. The doctor's report, the financial struggles, the unknown future, these do not define you, for I hold the final word. My power surpasses human limitations. My provision knows no bounds. I see your need, and I am already working, already preparing, already opening doors where none seem to exist. Do not let fear consume you. Let faith arise instead. There will be those who mock, those who dismiss your faith. Pay them no mind, for your trust in me is not in vain. I do not bless to shame your enemies, but to show you my faithfulness. So do not waste energy seeking revenge. Instead, pour your heart into trusting me, and watch as I bring provision in ways beyond your imagination. You may feel lost. You may feel as though you are stumbling through darkness, searching for a sign, a direction, a way forward. But hear this. I have already sent my light ahead of you. Angels walk where you cannot see, preparing paths you have yet to discover. You are not forsaken. You are not forgotten. Even now, unseen hands are guiding your steps, aligning the right people, unlocking the right doors, leading you toward a future filled with purpose. Do not believe the lie that you have nothing to offer. Within you, I have placed gifts, some already known, others waiting to be uncovered. Even in your own struggles, your kindness can spark hope in another. A simple smile, a word of encouragement, an act of grace. These may seem small, but they carry the power to change lives. Never underestimate the light within you, for it is a reflection of my own. And so I ask you, my beloved child, will you trust me? Will you release the weight of fear, the chains of doubt, the grip of anxiety? Will you step into the fullness of what I have prepared for you? My love surrounds you, my arms are open, my presence is here. You are mine, and you are deeply loved. In that sense of worship, you will find a refuge, a place where your soul can exhale, where the weight of the world no longer presses upon your spirit. Worship is not only in grand declarations, but in the quiet surrender of your heart, the whispered prayers between moments, the deep sigh of trust when circumstances seem uncertain. It is in the simple choice to turn your thoughts toward me, to acknowledge that even in the storms, I am sovereign. I see the battles within you, the war between faith and fear, between trust and doubt. You long to believe that I am working for your good, yet the scars of disappointment whisper otherwise. You fear that if you hope too deeply, you might be let down once more. But hear me, my beloved child. I do not tease you with empty promises. I do not dangle hope before you only to snatch it away. Every word I speak is steadfast. Every plan I set in motion is for your ultimate good, even when you cannot yet see the full picture. When you lift your hands in surrender, when you bow your heart in quiet reverence, you are not just offering me your praise. You are making room for my power to move in your life. You are shifting your focus from what you lack to the abundance that I freely pour out. You are loosening the grip of fear, allowing faith to take its rightful place. You may not always understand my timing, but trust this. I am never late. I am never indifferent. I am always working, weaving together every thread of your life into a masterpiece that will one day leave you in awe. But I also see the anger buried deep within you, the unspoken resentment, the questions you are too afraid to ask. You wonder why certain prayers seem unanswered, why some wounds have not yet healed, why injustice is allowed to linger. You are not alone in these thoughts, and I do not scold you for them. I do not shrink away from your questions, or turn my face when you wrestle with frustration. Instead, I invite you to bring them to me. Let me carry what is too heavy for you. Let me replace your questions with my peace, your anger with my wisdom, your sorrow with my comfort. The world has taught you to harden yourself, to guard your heart so that it will not break again. But I did not create you to live behind walls of self-protection. I designed you to love deeply, to feel, to care, to pour out kindness, even in a world that often repays goodness with cruelty. Yes, people may disappoint you. Some will take advantage of your kindness. Others will mock your faith, dismiss your dreams, and betray your trust. But do not let the cruelty of others make you believe that love is not worth giving. For every person who wounds you, I will place another who will uplift you. For every moment of rejection, I will remind you of your eternal belonging. Do not let the actions of the broken convince you that love is futile. Do not allow the voices of the bitter to drown out my call for you to remain tender-hearted. For it is the soft-hearted, the merciful, the kind, who reflect my image most clearly. I know the moments of disgust that rise within you, when you see injustice, when evil seems to prosper, when dishonesty is rewarded and goodness is ignored. You long for fairness, for truth to triumph, for wrongs to be made right. And I tell you now, justice is in my hands. I have seen what was done in the shadows. I have heard the cries of the oppressed. I do not turn a blind eye, nor do I leave the guilty unaccountable. But hear me, vengeance is mine, not yours. Do not burden your heart with the weight of revenge. Do not let bitterness take root within you, poisoning the beauty of who I created you to be. Trust that I see, I know, and I will act in my perfect way, in my perfect time. And when sadness creeps in, when you feel as though hope is slipping through your fingers like sand, remember that I am near. I do not stand at a distance watching you struggle. I am beside you, collecting every tear, holding every shattered piece of your heart, whispering peace into the wounds the world cannot see. When grief overtakes you, when loneliness feels unbearable, when the ache of an unanswered prayer weighs heavily upon your soul, do not push me away. Let me be your refuge. Let me wrap you in my presence. Until the sorrow begins to lift, until the weight begins to ease, until hope quietly takes root once more. And hope will rise again, my child. Joy will return. What feels lost forever will be restored in ways you never imagined. The dreams that feel forgotten are not buried, only waiting for their appointed time. I am working even now, shifting things in your favor, aligning moments that will leave you breathless with wonder. So stand firm. Refuse to be moved by fear. Reject the whispers of doubt. Hold tightly to my promises, for I am not only the God of yesterday or the God of someday. I am the God of this very moment. And in this moment, I am here. I am working, and I am holding you close. You, my beloved child, are never alone. Even in the quiet moments, when you feel unseen, your life has significance beyond what you can measure. You may believe that only grand gestures make a difference, but I remind you, every act of love, no matter how small, ripples through eternity. A kind word spoken to someone in despair, a patient ear lent to a troubled heart, a sacrifice made in secret. These are the things that reflect my heart. You do not need a platform or an audience to matter. You are valuable, simply because you are mine. I know that at times you wrestle with the weight of comparison. You look at others and see success, stability, and joy, while your own path seems riddled with uncertainty. But hear me clearly. Comparison is a thief. It robs you of contentment, whispering lies that diminish the beauty of your unique journey. Do not let envy take root in your heart. What I have for you is designed specifically for you. No one else can walk your path, carry your calling, or fulfill the purpose I have set before you. Look ahead, not to the left or right. Trust that your story is unfolding exactly as it should. And when the road becomes difficult, when trials press against you from all sides, do not mistake the struggle for abandonment. I have never left you, not for a moment. Even when you cannot feel my presence, I am there, guiding, strengthening, and sustaining you. You see obstacles, I see opportunities. You feel burdened by weakness. I see a soul being refined into something unbreakable. If you could glimpse what I am shaping within you, you would not despair. You would trust that even the most painful moments are part of a masterpiece still in progress. There will be days when your heart feels too heavy to lift, when sorrow clings to you like a shadow. It is in these moments that I draw closest. I do not turn away from your pain. I step into it with you. I catch every tear, hold you in your weariness, and whisper hope into the deepest places of your soul. I do not rush your healing, nor do I demand that you pretend to be unbroken. Bring your sorrow to me, and let me be your comfort. Let my love be the steady ground beneath your trembling feet. And when fear rises, when uncertainty grips your heart and makes you question your future, remember who I am. I am the one who spoke the universe into existence, who calmed raging seas, who raises the dead to life. There is no obstacle too great, no situation too dire, no failure too deep for my love to redeem. When you feel afraid, do not shrink back. Walk forward with courage, knowing that you do not walk alone. My strength upholds you, my wisdom guides you, and my presence surrounds you. If the voices of doubt and self-criticism grow too loud, drown them out with truth. You are not defined by your past, your failures, or the opinions of others. You are defined by my love. I call you chosen. I call you worthy. I call you mine. Do not waste another moment believing the lies that tell you otherwise. Lift your head, straighten your shoulders, and walk in the confidence of one who is deeply loved and eternally cherished. When you look at the world, you may see chaos, hatred, division, suffering, and you wonder where I am in all of it. But I am here. I have never left, and I am calling you to be part of the solution. Be a light in the darkness, a voice of peace where there is strife, a source of kindness where there is cruelty. The world does not need more anger, it needs more love. It does not need more division, it needs more grace. Be the one who chooses love when hatred is easier. Be the one who stands firm in faith when fear spreads like wildfire. You may believe that your efforts are too small to matter, but I tell you, they are not. Even a single candle can pierce the darkness. Even a single act of kindness can change the course of a life. You may not see the full impact of your choices now, but one day you will look back and realize that every moment of faithfulness, every decision to love, every step of obedience was shaping something greater than you could have imagined. So keep going, keep believing, keep trusting. There is more ahead for you, more hope, more joy, more purpose than you have yet seen. Do not let weariness convince you to stop before the breakthrough comes. Do not let disappointment make you abandon the dreams I placed in your heart. I am not finished writing your story. There are still beautiful chapters ahead. And through it all, never forget, I am with you. In your laughter and in your tears, in your victories and in your struggles, in the ordinary and in the extraordinary. You are never alone. You are always loved. And you are forever mine. My plans are always filled with intention and love. I do not waste time, nor do I delay without reason. Every detour, every seeming setback, is woven into a larger picture, one that you may not yet see, but one that I am carefully crafting for your good. Trust me when I say that even when a door closes, it is not rejection, it is redirection. I lead you away from what will harm you and toward what will fulfill you. And when the moment is right, the doors I open will not require you to force them. They will swing wide with clarity and peace. But I know, waiting is hard. I see your frustration when progress feels slow. I hear your whispered prayers, wondering if I have forgotten. Let me assure you, I have not. Every longing, every dream that aligns with my purpose is held securely in my hands. I am working, even when you cannot perceive it. When the weight of uncertainty bears down, remember that faith is not about having all the answers. It is about trusting in the one who does. Do not let impatience tempt you into settling for less than what I have prepared. My best is worth the wait. And while you wait, do not neglect the present. Life is not on pause simply because you are hoping for something more. Look around. There is beauty here, now. There are people who need your kindness, moments that deserve your gratitude, lessons to be learned in this very season. Sometimes the preparation is the blessing itself. It is in the quiet days, the seemingly mundane moments, that I refine your character, strengthen your patience, and shape your heart to receive the very things you long for. When you finally step into the promises I have for you, I want you to be ready, not just to receive, but to steward those blessings well. What good is a dream fulfilled if you have not developed the strength to sustain it? What joy is there in an answered prayer if you have not learned the depth of my faithfulness along the way? Do not despise the process. Embrace it. Let it mold you into someone who not only receives blessings, but also becomes a blessing to others. There will be moments when doubt creeps in. The voices of fear, of comparison, of insecurity will whisper that you are not enough. They will try to convince you that you lack what it takes, that you are too late, too broken, too unqualified. But I do not call the perfect, I perfect the called. I take the weak and make them strong. I take the unworthy and make them worthy. Your qualifications come not from worldly standards, but from my unshakable grace. When you look at yourself, do not focus on what you lack. Instead, focus on what I have placed within you. The gifts, the resilience, the passion. They are not random. I designed you with intention. Do not let fear keep you from stepping into the fullness of who you are meant to be. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is choosing to move forward despite it. If you knew what I have planned for you, you would not hesitate. If you saw the way I am working behind the scenes, you would not worry. So walk boldly. Take the next step. Trust that I am clearing the path before you. And as you walk, do not forget the power of love. Love is not just an emotion, It is a force that transforms. It is the foundation upon which everything meaningful is built. When you operate in love, you reflect my very essence. Love is patient when circumstances are trying. Love is kind when the world is harsh. Love forgives when bitterness tempts the heart. Love stands firm in truth, but extends grace in every correction. This kind of love is not always easy, but it is always worth it. It heals wounds, bridges divides, and softens even the hardest hearts. Do not withhold love out of fear that it will not be returned. Love simply because it is what you are called to do. Love because in doing so you embody the very nature of the divine. And do not forget to love yourself as well. Too often you extend grace to others, but deny it to yourself. You speak words of encouragement to friends, but condemn yourself in silence. This is not what I desire for you. See yourself through my eyes. See the worth, the beauty, the light within you. You are not defined by your past mistakes, your failures, or your weaknesses. You are defined by my love, and my love declares you worthy. Each day is an opportunity to walk in that truth, to choose faith over fear, to choose joy over despair, to choose love over bitterness, to choose trust over control. Life will not always be easy, but it will always be meaningful if you walk it with me. So take my hand, move forward with confidence. Let my voice be the one that guides you, my peace be the one that steadies you, and my love be the one that defines you. There is so much ahead, so much beauty, so much purpose, so much joy. Keep going, keep trusting, keep believing. I am with you always. Your pain is not wasted. Every tear, every sigh of exhaustion, and every silent prayer carries weight. I collect them, and in ways you cannot yet see, I weave them into something meaningful. Even now, as you wrestle with questions and long for clarity, trust that I am at work. There are wounds that time alone cannot heal, but my presence can. Do not let sorrow harden your heart. Let it expand your capacity for understanding, for kindness, for love. There is a tenderness that is born from suffering, a depth of compassion that only those who have walked through the fire can carry. When you meet others who are grieving, you will recognize the silent pain in their eyes. You will know how to hold space for their sorrow, not rushing them to move on, but standing beside them as they find their way forward. That is the beauty of redemption. What once felt like unbearable loss transforms into a bridge that connects hearts. At times, your journey will feel lonely, even surrounded by people. You may feel unseen or misunderstood, but you are never truly alone. My presence is constant, even when you struggle to perceive it. I am with you in the moments of silence, in the spaces between words, in the depth of your longing. Do not let loneliness deceive you into believing you are unloved or forgotten. There are people I have placed in your path, some who are meant to walk with you for a lifetime, others for only a season. Cherish them. Be open to the love they offer, even when it comes in unexpected ways. And when relationships shift or fade, grieve what is lost, but do not lose yourself in that grief. Some doors must close so that better ones can open. Trust that I am leading you toward relationships that will nurture your spirit and strengthen your soul. Be mindful of your words, for they hold great power. They can heal or wound, uplift or destroy. Speak life, speak truth. Let your words be a reflection of my love, even in difficult conversations. It is easy to lash out when you are hurt, to let anger dictate your tone. But I call you to something higher. When you feel the sting of betrayal or the weight of injustice, do not let your emotions drive you to words you will later regret. Instead, pause, breathe, ask me for wisdom. A gentle response can dismantle hostility, and a word spoken in kindness can soften even the hardest heart. This does not mean you must be silent in the face of wrongdoing. No, speak with courage, but let that courage be clothed in grace. Your voice carries more authority when it is rooted in love rather than resentment. Fear often whispers lies, convincing you that you are not capable, that you are not worthy, that the obstacles ahead are too great. Do not listen. Fear is a thief stealing your peace, your confidence, your joy. But you were not created to live in its shadow. When you feel afraid, remember, I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Step forward, even when uncertainty looms. Your strength is not found in the absence of fear, but in your willingness to move forward despite it. Courage is not about having all the answers. It is about trusting that as you walk, I will light the path beneath your feet. Even if you stumble, even if the way ahead feels unclear, I am guiding you. You are braver than you realize, not because of your own strength, but because I am with you. Do not waste time comparing your journey to someone else's. Each person's path is uniquely designed, with different lessons, different challenges, different blessings. What I am doing in your life cannot be measured by someone else's progress. The moment you fixate on another's success, you risk overlooking the beauty unfolding in your own story. Be patient with yourself. Growth is not always visible, but that does not mean it is not happening. A seed buried beneath the soil does not appear to be growing, yet beneath the surface, roots are forming, preparing for the moment it will break through. Trust that even when you cannot see the progress, I am cultivating something within you. Stay faithful to your own path. Celebrate the victories of others without letting them diminish your own. There is room enough for everyone at the table of blessings. Forgiveness is not a feeling, it is a choice. And sometimes, it is a choice you must make again and again. Wounds inflicted by others can leave scars that linger, tempting you to hold on to resentment. But bitterness is a heavy burden, one that only weighs down the soul carrying it. Release it. Forgiveness does not mean what happened was right. It does not erase the pain, but it does free you from being chained to it. It allows you to walk forward without the weight of anger pressing on your heart. Some wounds take time to heal. That is okay. Bring them to me. Let me tend to them with my gentle hands. Over time, you will find that what once consumed your thoughts has loosened its grip. You will find that peace has replaced turmoil, and in that peace, you will experience the fullness of my love, a love that has always been greater than the hurt. You were made for joy, not fleeting happiness that depends on circumstances, but deep, abiding joy that remains even when life is hard. This joy is found not in the absence of trials, but in the presence of gratitude. Look around you. There is beauty woven into every day. A smile from a stranger, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the melody of laughter, the kindness of a friend. Train your heart to notice these things. Gratitude shifts your perspective, turning what you have into enough. It reminds you that even in difficulty, blessings still abound. Rejoice not only in the good days, but also in the ordinary ones, the quiet moments, that when gathered together, create a life rich with meaning. Your purpose is not something you must chase. It is something you must uncover. It is already within you, placed there from the beginning. Pay attention to what stirs your heart, to the passions that refuse to fade. They are clues, guiding you toward the work you were created to do. Do not be discouraged if the path is unclear. Keep moving, keep seeking. Your purpose unfolds in layers, revealed through experiences, challenges, and even failures. Nothing is wasted in my hands. What you see as detours, I see as necessary steps. Trust that each moment, each lesson, is shaping you for something greater. You are not here by accident. You are here because I have a plan for you, a calling that is uniquely yours. So stand firm, walk forward with confidence, knowing that you are loved, guided, and equipped for every step ahead. There is more to come, more growth, more grace, more beauty. Do not fear the future. Embrace it with faith, for I am preparing the way. Hope is not fragile, though at times it may feel like a flickering candle in the wind. It withstands the fiercest storms and the longest nights, even when sorrow grips your soul, even when disappointments weigh you down. Hope remains, a quiet whisper, reminding you that I am still working, still moving, still bringing beauty from the ashes. Let your heart hold on to hope like a lifeline. It is not naive to expect goodness in the midst of struggle. It is an act of faith. When despair tells you there is no way forward, hope gently contradicts, saying, "Wait and see." Do not measure your future by the hardships of today. I am the author of restoration, the bringer of new beginnings. Where you see dead ends, I create doorways. Where you feel lost, I illuminate the path. You will not always understand my ways, but I ask you to trust that they are for your good. What seems like a delay is often divine preparation. What feels like rejection may be redirection toward something greater. The waiting season is not wasted time. It is the fertile ground where faith deepens, character strengthens, and vision clears. Trust that my timing is perfect. Be mindful of the voices you listen to. Some will speak words that stir fear, fuel self-doubt, or pull you away from the purpose I have set for you. Others will uplift, encourage, and challenge you to become all you are meant to be. Choose wisely. Surround yourself with those who inspire faith, not fear. Those who see your potential, not just your past. Be especially cautious of the voice within. Your own thoughts can either build you up or tear you down. When your mind whispers words of failure, unworthiness, or inadequacy, recognize them for the lies they are. Replace them with my truth. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are chosen. You are enough. Not because of your perfection, but because I have called you by name and declared you worthy. Let go of what you cannot control. There are battles meant to be fought with wisdom and perseverance, but there are also burdens you were never meant to carry alone. If you find yourself exhausted, stretched too thin, or overwhelmed by the weight of expectations, pause. Ask yourself, is this truly mine to bear? If not, release it. Hand it to me. You were not created to live in a constant state of stress and striving. True strength is not found in doing everything alone, but in knowing when to surrender. When you loosen your grip on worry, you make space for my peace to fill you. You will never regret trusting me with what is beyond your power to fix. Do not fear failure. Fear of failure paralyzes dreams, silences voices, and prevents progress. Yet failure itself is not the enemy. It is a teacher, a sculptor, a refining fire. Every great story is marked by setbacks that shape the hero into someone wiser, stronger, and more prepared for their purpose. When you stumble, do not let shame consume you. Instead ask, what can I learn? How can this redirect me toward something better? Even your mistakes, when surrendered to me, can be transformed into stepping stones for growth. Nothing is wasted in my hands. Love deeply, even when it costs you. Love is not weakness. It is the most powerful force in existence. It requires courage to love those who may never repay your kindness. It takes great strength to extend grace to those who have wounded you. But love, true selfless love, has the power to heal broken hearts, mend relationships, and bring light into the darkest places. Let love be your legacy, not the temporary accolades of success, not material possessions, but the way you made others feel seen, valued, and understood. Choose love, even when it is difficult. Love never diminishes when given. It multiplies, leaving ripples that extend far beyond what you can see. As you step into tomorrow, carry these truths with you. You are not alone. You are deeply loved. You are seen, known, and cherished beyond measure. Walk with confidence, for I am with you, guiding your steps, strengthening your spirit, and preparing the way before you. Now breathe. Release your worries into my hands, rest in my presence, and move forward, not with fear, but with hope. A hope that shines unshaken, even in the face of uncertainty. Amen.